was right about the shoe. The shoe was not the same in the pit shown in court as the shoe pulled from the evidence bag by Trooper Bukake.
And you mentioned you're at the hospital. There was a sneaker. One.
Yes.
Bukake! Bukake!
Woo! Good afternoon, my friends. Happy Monday, if there is such a thing. It's good to see you guys. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. We're gonna talk about some stuff that has already been talked about. Nothing new. I just haven't really shared much of my thoughts on it yet. And no. We're not doing that today. Maybe today, but the rule remains, people. Let's not forget about the rule. The rule is drama, petties, members only. This is not a members only stream. I'm not switching it over to members only. So the rule remains. We will not be discussing those things. I will give my thoughts on those things here and there on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter for tweets. But as far as me discussing them things verbally here, it's petty streams only, petty members only. Now there's stuff to be discussed, and petty streams are gonna happen. It's just not right this second. So when the time comes, you will be forced into memberships, but that's just not right now. Oh, I know, but everybody hates the drama, dude. Everybody's so sick of the drama. They're so tired of it. They just want everybody to get along. Shut the fuck up. That's why, if you want to hear me talk about it, well, I ensure that those who are there want to be there. That's my way of doing that. And people are enjoying it. So, and at the end of the day, people understand that it's supposed to be fun. That's the idea. Petty streams happen when it's gotten to a point where it's just like, okay, this is what it is, and it's not going to change. So we might as well enjoy it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is stuff that we'll discuss in petties, but this kind of counts as a little bit of drama, but you know, it's been on everybody's mind. I don't know why, but it's been on everyone's mind. My dear friend Nurse Kim did a couple of live streams over the weekend. I've heard it called not by me, but I've heard the first one called the live stream that no one needed. I don't agree with that. Not completely anyway. Because Kim needed it. You will not hear me on this channel disparage or bash Nurse Kim in any way, shape, or form. I consider Nurse Kim a good friend. I think she is a stand-up human being, to say the least. I think that she is one of the most kindest, most empathetic people, funniest people I've ever met. I am grateful to call her a friend. I will not, no matter how I feel about anything that she's doing, I won't do it. Now, regardless of that, and having said that, her streams rose. It brought about a certain question that I keep seeing brought up on the twats. That question being, and I mean, is everyone ready for that question? Is everyone? The question. The question being, did I hear a recording? Did I lie about hearing a recording is the question. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe fuck yourself. That's my answer. Ripping a page out of The Departed. Good old Marky Mark. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe fuck yourself. I could give a fuck what any of you think about me in regards to the subject of the recording. I want to be very clear. Again, I did not give a fuck about a recording back then. I do not give a fuck about a recording today. Okay? I hope that clears everything up for everybody. Okay? Blow me. Anyway, so I've been having a great few days. Oh, that's delicious. Diet American Dew. I've been having a great few days. Nice things happening in my personal life that I'm excited about. And one thing I ran into, it was really cool, man. I ran into someone I used to work with, and this was when I first moved to Tennessee, and this was like when I was like fresh, like basically just reborn, you know, and this whole brand new attitude that I had, feeling like, all right, you know, I decided I want to live, and let's get started. And and this was somebody I worked with out of one of the two jobs that I got, and this guy was I was his subordinate technically, but he never treated me as such. He was an assistant manager where I worked, and he was also a sales representative. And this dude is just one of the most inspiring people that I've ever spoken to. And it was just so cool. Because the dude sees me, he's like, he's like, hell no, that's not who I think it is. And I'm just like, oh, hell no. And, you know, you have that moment where you're just like, oh, shit. You know, like you run into somebody who's just fucking awesome. That like really left a cool little impact in your life. And apparently I left an impact on his too, which I never really even thought, you know. And I'm talking to this guy, and he's just like, you know, it's been a few years, you know, it's been like 5 years, you know, since I talked to this guy. And we worked together for about 2.5, close to 3, maybe. And just a good dude, man. And I know I said that a million times. I'm going to say it a million times more. But he is, he's the kind of guy, you know, people would walk in and they would ask for him by name because he was just so impactful. Every conversation you have with this guy is impactful, you know? And he was just like, man, I'm so glad to see you. And it's like not seeing somebody and going through a time warp. I remember like I had just started doing YouTube when I was talking to him, and he was really encouraging about it and really cool about it. And he was like, what are you doing? How you been? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm doing the YouTube thing full time right now, you know? And he's just like, what? And he was just like blown away. You know, he's like, holy shit. He's like, man, he's like, that makes so much sense that you're doing so well at that, blah, 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 you know? And he just went into it. And like, again, man, that time warp, it's really cool because like this guy's a dad, married, just an awesome, dope wife, just all around 10 out of 10 in every which possible way you can imagine. And she was just, you know, and they've been together since high school, I think. And you know, he's 5 years older than me. And the guy raised 2 daughters, and they're both doctors now. You know what I mean? Like, and this guy was selling memberships at a gym for a living, you know? Now he teaches Bible studies, and theology. And there's nobody better to do that. This guy is one of those Christians that walks the walk, you know? Doesn't just talk it, she walks the walk. And it's just really cool to run into him and catch up and stuff like that, man. It really, like, for me, it's like what's the word I want to use to describe it? It's like resets your spirit, you know? It's like a reset, you know, like your spirit kind of feels a little worn. It's still strong, whatever, but it's got a little dirt on it. It's got a little, you know, needs some air pumped in it, maybe a little, and you know, but yeah, it's great. It's just good for the spirit, like, you know, people like, and we just talked about, you know, life for a good few minutes, and just really, really, like, you know, and we were just right here, you know, and it was really cool. And you know, when you have that genuine general understanding of what your purpose is here, you know, like, and you become comfortable with that, and you have this go with the flow attitude finally, after just, you know, and then meeting somebody who has their own path, but being able to compare the similarities, even though the stories are very different, it's inspiring. It's a really cool thing. So it was really cool to see my man. This is the guy. Now, when I end these streams, I would end these streams, I still do, and I have ended hundreds and hundreds of streams with the words, "We will do this again very soon, my friends," right? I say that every time I end a stream. I got that from him, because when he would walk out from work, he would say, "Friends, we will do this again tomorrow," you know, or something to that effect, but always those words, just in a variation of order. But he would always say those words. And that is where I got where I say, "We'll do this again very soon, my friends." I got that from him. Yeah, it's really awesome. So it's just really cool to run into him. I know most of you don't really give a shit, but I'm still excited about it. So, okay, this is the spamming is really gay, dude. So, yeah, fuck off. Thank you. Yeah, go fuck yourself. So over the weekend, and yeah, you can go fuck yourself too. So over the weekend, there was a fundraiser for the McAlberts, the Haas defendants, and that was interesting, because apparently Loophole Lawyer had a plant, as I understand it, if I'm understanding it correctly, had a plant infiltrate this thing and record when there was a no phones policy in place. And I know a few people have gone over this already. I have not yet, but I am going to go over it. And it's yeah. Vince is now I understand that there's like a lot of like mixed feelings about Vince, Loophole Lawyer. I like the guy as far as his channel. I think he's funny. I think he's definitely a rage baiter. And it's quite possible that I'm the kind of guy that just is not offended by anything he says or upset by anything he says because I'm on to being rage baited when I am. So, so I don't take it personally. I don't get upset. But I've heard things that people feel like he's doing things behind the scenes to them. I don't know exactly what the story is with that. I don't even really know who it is. And see, yeah, thank you, Paranoha, for becoming a member. Welcome to Reprobates. Wrong one. Hold on. What's up, Emily C? If only he always used his trolling powers like this for good. Yeah. I mean, but it's it's funny that he did this. So I'm gonna go over it. Because I mean, doesn't because why not? And now that I have headphones on, I'll be able to hear it better. Because I heard Melanie Little go over a little bit of it. And then I heard Aiden go over some of it last night. But I was in and out. I always, when I'm watching people's live streams, it doesn't matter who it is. I'm watching 2 or 3 things at the same time. Like I have my TV going, and I'm watching a movie and I'm pausing it, and then I'm, and then I'm going into chats and I'm interacting in a chat, and then I leave, and then I'm watching whatever I'm watching again. Yeah, I don't know what any of the personal stuff is between any of the between Loophole and anybody else. I'm merely just going to go over the content. Regardless of how you feel about him, I feel like it merits giving this dude at least a like for this infiltration. So stop what you're doing right now. Go give this video by Loophole Lawyer a like, please. Take a moment. Go give this video from Loophole Lawyer a like. I'll give you guys a moment to do so. Okay. Yeah. People stopped watching them a while ago. Got it. Okay. So no cameras. He titled this "No Cameras Allowed," which is really funny. I think. So, yeah, if you have headphones or whatever, it's probably better. But be warned, because I burst out with commentary from time to time, and it can be a little jarring.
My son Colin right now is down in South Carolina. He joined the military. He's joined the Army. But what has happened to Colin is it's a travesty.
I apologize, but the Canton police are here because someone did a prank.
Uh-oh, it looks like a prankster called in a bomb scare right in the middle of Chris Albert's speech.
So they just have to check and do a walk.
Okay, here we go. What a night I had at the big gala that took place in Canton.
Like,
okay, here we go. What a night I had at the.
Why do all these people look the same? Like, why does Plevin actually look like Chris Albert but with cancer? I mean, he even dressed like him. They dressed alike. What's going on here?
Big gala that took place in Canton for the House defendants. Let's watch.
I had a case of COVID.
and I had just launched my channel.
There he is, my friend.
Okay, let me clear this up right now. Like, this actually happened. This person did film things. But listen, if you can't tell the difference between real shit and AI anymore, I at this point, I don't know what to tell you. But there is AI. Yes, Loophole Lawyer likes to use AI in his videos, but he's using, clearly there's a difference between AI, and there's a difference between real shit. Like you can tell, and he will use AI to enhance things to make videos more entertaining. But all of this audio actually did happen.
My best friend Kevin, and before all the speeches were given, Kevin and Dalai Lama did a little question and answer. Let's keep watching.
But before that channel, something that no one really knows is that I had tried to start a different YouTube channel.
Wow, that was very informative by my former best friend. But let's get on with the big speeches.
I was going to go to Brian next, but I'm second guessing.
Now, yeah, there's this Joe Jackson guy, or John Jackson, excuse me. Like, immediately Joe Jackson comes to mind, and it's really funny because, like, most people think Michael Jackson's dad, right? Joe Jackson, right? I don't think that. I think of that one fucking song from the 80s. Baby, moving out into the night. Cheese Dick. Yes, it makes it much easier just to call him Cheese Dick, so I don't confuse him with the Steppin' Out guy.
Someone in the crowd made a joke about a Ford Edge, the last
Cheese
make
Dick,
and
most
model of
definitely.
the car that was seen right next to John's dying body on the front lawn. Very classy.
I was just going to say something like, you think they were...
Yo, so we were having a lot of fun. We were having a lot of fun talking about this tree in Aiden's chat yesterday. Krusty, like, really went all out for that tree, apparently. And yeah, Krusty's account got suspended, but it was false reported, and then she disputed it, she appealed it, and then her channel's back. So everybody yesterday was like, oh my God. I even posted something that was just like, oops. But you know, hello, guy with like 5th Twitter account.
The look at the face is like, it could only be asked by some lawyer who hasn't been properly punched in the face before. Right?
Yeah, I mean, this is what they're doing. They're cracking jokes about punching a lawyer in the face. I don't know what attorney they're referring to. Are they referring to Alan Jackson? Are they referring to David Yannetti? I'm assuming it's one of the two of them, because they have been the biggest Achilles heel to these people, because, well, they falsely accused their client of murder, and she got a whole bunch of people behind her once they looked at the evidence to help support her and beat an entire local government that was falsely accusing her of murder. So when those people who are trying to frame her, when those people who are painting her out to be this person who is a drunk who ran her boyfriend over, who's a Boston police officer, and Alessi, yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing. The funny thing is, Bob Alessi could probably just take all of them. Like all of them. Bob Alessi could absolutely, yeah. Like they would all be surrounding him, and he would just be so disgusted by the fact that it's just not a fair fight. And like just before he whips all their asses, he'll be like,
what could be more egregious? What could be more misleading than that? And what could be more important?
what could be more important than a one-on-one fair fight? Teach him a lesson, man. Teach him a lesson, Bob. And he would do it politely, Emily. You and me, Cassidy, Led Zeppelin, their day is gonna come. Yeah. Good song, man. So yeah, Bob would wreck every single one of them. I feel like between him and Brian Albert, there's a weight class thing, and Brian Albert has experience fighting, but not really. Because the thing is as Bob Alessi disclosed here on this channel, besides all of the boxing experience that he had when he could no longer be commissioned, sanctioned by the boxing commission to and cleared to fight, he decided in his 50s to go fight in underground bare knuckle boxing clubs. So basically underground fight clubs, just because he's Bob Alessi. And the only reason he stopped was because his family begged him. His family urged him to stop. And for obvious reasons. Like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm, a kid and I got a dad in their 50s and I find out he's out there just fighting people because he's got an axe to grind or whatever, or because he's bored, can't find anything better to do with his time because he's already mastered law, he's already mastered pharmacy, pharmaceuticals, he's mastered everything. Yeah. So yeah, Bob is a next level, like I mean, still to this day, I stand by my words. The dopest human being alive, without a doubt.
To say about a guy who put his whole life on the line, in the worst parts of Boston, chasing the.
But yeah, I feel like they're talking about AJ or the Cerebral Ninja Yannetti.
Worst people be like, GD3 is a practice.
Just plain grab ass.
That I allowed those text exchanges to happen.
And what a surprise, right before my eyes, the man who murdered John O'Keefe, Brian Patrick Higgins, old Higgy Bear.
Yo. So that's always really, really funny to me because, like, Aiden's being sued, Karen's being sued, and listen to what this dude's exact words are.
I allowed those text exchanges to happen.
And what a surprise, right before my eyes, the man who murdered John O'Keefe, Brian Patrick Higgins, old Higgy Bear, actually.
Right before my eyes, the man who murdered John O'Keefe, old Higgy Bear. That shit is fucking insane, dude. It's just really funny to me that he does that. Like, this dude will just sit up there and be like, and I'm watching Brian Higgins, and I'm absolutely 100% convinced that Higgy is absolutely responsible for the murder of John O'Keefe. He is the guy who killed him. He actually went out, got an axe, grinded it. He grinded it into a sharp point so that he himself could chop John O'Keefe's head off, even though John O'Keefe was only found with a head injury. Like, dude, you're insane, dude. That's wild that you like, I mean, but okay. I mean, okay. Because the fact is I personally believe this is one of the things I like about Loophole Lawyer is I actually, I agree with him. I think that Brian Higgins is absolutely the person responsible for the murder of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. He had the motive. Every single action leading up to the time of the supposed time of death, everything in the hour leading up to that point points to Higgins. Everything. The behavior that's caught on camera at the Waterfall Bar and Grill is, I mean, you have to be fucking crazy to not see that. You have to be crazy. Like, watching Brian Higgins and Brian Albert playing grab ass, like simulating the gayest shit. Like, they look like, that shit looked like the kind of porn that they were watching in the movie JFK when it was like Kevin Bacon and Joe Pesci and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones was all like super gay. He was playing that guy Shaw, and he had like a cigarette holder, and like he gets a boner and he's like, oh, look at this, more champagne. And you're like, what is going on, right? Like when you see that shit as a teenager, you're just like, this shit is fucking wild, bro. I remember seeing JFK and yeah, Bernard Shaw. Yeah, that's right. What have we here? More champagne. You're like, what is going on? Kevin Bacon, never saw him like that before. It was funny. It was funny. Listen, people act like I'm homophobic. I ain't homophobic, dude. But when you're a teenager and you see that shit is fucking funny. You see the guy from Footloose all of a sudden go, oh, you're a fine-looking man, Mr. Gasson. You're a fine-looking man, Mr. Gasson. When I get out of here, I'm going to come see you. Like, that shit is hilarious. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck what your political beliefs are. That shit is fucking hilarious when you like watch Footloose 1 minute and then you see that dude doing that shit in prison with his shirt all open. It's fucking funny. It's funny. Fuck you. But anyway, I forgot what I was talking about here as far as this thing goes here, as far as this recording. But this shit is funny.
He got up and spoke.
I've said it on the stand, I've said it in other forums, right? What people miss in this translation is that she got that number from a third party. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't justify my actions, right? That's my explanation.
And it's no surprise that our sensitive big boy is still trying to justify the fact that he went behind his best buddy's back to try and bang his girlfriend.
I don't know how I'm gonna overcome that. That was excellent, Ron. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I want to first start off by thanking everyone for being here.
This guy.
Without all of you here,
dude, Chris Albert, out of all of them, bro, is to be just the biggest fucking whiny cuck out of all of them. I cannot fucking stand Chris Albert, bro. Like, he's the cop collarist of all the cop collars. And he weaponizes the law to be a crybaby, which is crazy to me. He has weaponized the law for pure crybaby purposes. No other purpose whatsoever but to be a fucking crybaby. Oh my God. PD, can you get your asses out here, please? Because they fucking put rubber duckies on my window. They put rubber duckies on my window. They put fake money that says Colin did it. My son. My son. Like, they did T-Rex arms in front of my window. T-Rex arms in front of my window. I feel intimidated. My son had to go join the army because he's so scared of the T-Rex arms, which we're going to get into in a bit.
This couldn't happen. You guys have sacrificed a lot. I want to thank Kate, Kerry, Denise, the kids, everyone that put this together tonight. I'm probably going to miss a couple of people. All the girls over there working the merch stand. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Poor Colin is right.
I want to thank all the.
Incoming. I apologize, but the Canton police are here because someone did a prank, seems to be a prank call. So they just have to check and do a walkthrough so everybody knows.
Uh-oh, it looks like a prankster called in a bomb scare right in the middle of Chris Albert's speech.
Uh-oh, looks like a prankster called in a bomb scare right in the middle of Chris Albert's speech. Now, I'm not laughing. I promise you, I am not laughing at the fact that a bomb scare was called in. I'm not laughing at that at all. I'm just laughing at Loophole Lawyer's commentary because I think it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, whoever did that, your mother's a skank. Seriously, like whoever did that. There's like I this whole thing is about peaceful protest, peaceful assembly, the right to do it, no matter what your feelings are about something, no matter whether you agree with someone or not. Where are we not always talking about that? What favors do you think you're doing, Turtle Boy? What favors do you think you're doing, Karen Reed? What favors do you think you're doing anybody who exercises their First Amendment right and values it? What favors do you think you're doing by calling in a fucking bomb threat to these people just doing something that, although it may disgust you, they have a right to fucking do it. They have just as much of a right to do it as Aiden has to stand in front of fucking D&E Pizza and film it. So you have to be a fucking jackass. I mean, on another level, seriously. Like it's so stupid that it makes me mad because it's so stupid. I immediately think only one of these idiots would have done this. They did this to themselves just to fucking be drama queens, right? And I know that that's absurd. I don't believe that. I think that somebody was stupid enough to fucking actually do that. Sure. I don't think that they had any, but then again, who knows? I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm saying I don't know. I mean, but it seems silly to do that to yourself if you're just simply You know, if you honestly believe that there's no phones or it's not being recorded in any way, what's the benefit? You know what I mean? They just seem like they're just trying to have a nice get together. And, you know, grift money so that they can rob Aiden and Karen of their civil rights. And ultimately cost justice for John O'Keefe. Yeah. But they have a right to do it. As disgusting as we know it to be, they have a right to do it. So you're a fucking shitbag if you did that shit. Seriously, like you're fucking gross. I would never knowingly associate with anybody who would think that that's somehow a good fucking idea. It's just gross. Because even though this thing happened here in Tennessee and it was just an attempted swatting incident, I've been to several fundraisers for Karen Read, and that never happened. They went smoothly. Everybody had a nice time. That was respected. And considering the amount of people that were always at these things, I'm sure it leaked. I'm sure the location leaked somehow. You know, maybe not even in a malicious manner. It just probably leaked somehow. But nothing ever happened. So this, to me, is fucking embarrassing that somebody called in this bomb threat. It's fucking embarrassing. It's a bad look for all of us. You know, we do enough to make ourselves look bad by the infighting that we do. We do enough of that. But the fact is, this is just fucking beyond embarrassing. Because it is inarguably hypocritical. It's you cannot argue with the fact that it's incredibly hypocritical. It goes against everything that we are trying to do here. So
just let them walk through here and take a look.
It's never a dull moment.
You should have seen. So they used the Eventbrite when you bought your ticket,
Yeah, those.
and the Eventbrite sent Kate the thing. It was just,
I mean, it shouldn't be hard, like, to see if there was actually a 911 call and the timestamp when it happened. I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to find out who did it, but it'd be good to know.
appalling.
Are you
Like
serious?
The threats, there's going to be violence, there's going to be this, and they're like, and I'm like, this is just absurd.
That's just
And then this place got a lot of emails sent to them, so they were nervous. I'm like,
That's what you
No
have
one's
to
gonna do
like
anything.
literally stand
Blah,
up
blah, blah,
against.
blah.
Exactly. That's why we're here.
Well, look what we have here. Old Matt McCabe hitting on my beautiful date when I went up to get a drink.
Because we're not intimidated. It's insane.
Fucking Matt McCabe. But I mean, that's the thing. It's crazy because, like the Canton PD basically are at the disposal of the people in this room. The guy that you see right there in AI and all of the AI glory that you see. This is, yeah, I mean, you guys are entitled to your opinions, and that's fine. I mean, if it didn't happen, then it didn't happen, whatever. All I'm saying is that I absolutely denounce that kind of behavior. It's just not what is indicative to what we're trying to do here and the kind of message we're trying to send, the kind of message we're trying to perpetuate. We're trying to get support for Aiden because he's a fucking journalist and an activist who's being charged with witness intimidation for doing the most American thing that anybody can do. This is an American thing that you have a right to do, what they're doing, whether you like it or not, whether you like the subject matter or the people attending or not. They have a right to do it. So is that you, loophole lady who was in the thing that did that? You were, was that you that was on Canton? Dee Dee, right? Is that your name? Dee Dee? Unless that's not you. Okay, yes. Right on. Nice to meet you, Dee Dee.
Well, look who we spotted as we were forced to wait in the lobby while the dopes from the Canton police checked the entire venue for bombs. Right before our eyes was Brian Patrick Higgins, old Higgy Bear. Let's keep watching.
Yeah, but we'll just keep going. Look, guys, honestly, I appreciate you guys asking me to come up here. I just hope that you guys get the truth out there that needs to get out there. I hope it's not all gonna happen.
Obviously, we all hope that this dope, and more importantly, John O'Keefe's family eventually understands that this case was very simple. There was just one killer lurking that was in love, that had a motive, and that was Brian Patrick Higgins.
with a cash bar. An AA meeting with a cash bar. Mazza.
Brian Higgins.
There's some really dumb people out there. You feel it out there. You feel it slowly shipping away. You girls are doing fantastic work, and I think you can have it. And you're gonna chip away and make it just the memory of John for being who he was.
Yeah, Loophole hates fucking Higgy, dude.
You know, the truth is gonna get out there. And you guys stick with it, and we're here with you. So appreciate it. Love you guys. Thank you.
That put this together tonight. Kate Peter, Carrie Lama, Denise Galvin, Michelle Galvin, Kayla, Coley, whoever else is over there selling the merchandise.
Okay, the third best pizza maker in Canton is back after the bomb scare, and it turns out it was his company that catered this entire event.
Thank you guys for doing everything that you did tonight.
Of course it was.
Together. We greatly appreciate it. Without the help of all you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. I want to thank all the personalities that are here tonight. That I've met some of you. I haven't met all of you. I hope to meet whoever I didn't get to meet tonight. But thank you for coming tonight. It means a lot. In your continuous advocacy for us online, not even knowing who we are and stepping up and doing that, it means a lot. It's a great. It means the world to us.
Mediocre chicken
because,
parm served.
You know, initially when this
catered
all happened,
this thing.
we were like floored. We didn't even understand it. Go back to April 18th or 17th of 2023 when the first article dropped. We were like,
like when you,
this? Like what is a turtle?
Mazza's out here like hosted by the Crust, catered by D&E Pizza Pie Distributors. Dude, like it sounds so gross when you put it like that, and there's nothing really gross about it. Like hosted by the Crust and catered by D&E Pizza Pie Distributors. Gross. Like it's gross. It's like there's nothing right there that is a selling point to not go.
What is that thing like? So when we first found out about it, it was kind of like unfortunately, it was about my son and my brother, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't real life.
What
Can't
the
be real life. Well,
fuck?
it's not a big deal. It'll just blow over. Like, this is just some random, like, tabloid magazine or whatever. But, and then it started developing, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is real. So, but initially, we didn't get the support because, you know, the truth doesn't sell. The truth is kind of blah, it's kind of boring, but the truth is important. Without the truth, we don't have anything in our lives. So all the people that have stepped up, gotten our...
The truth actually does sell because it got Karen Reed all the support that she got, and she was able to prove to a jury that she was innocent. And hold on, I want to elaborate on that. Not only did the prosecution fail to prove that Karen Reed struck John O'Keefe with a vehicle, but Karen Reed managed to prove that she did not strike John O'Keefe with a vehicle. This is undeniable. This happened. It absolutely happened. She proved to a jury. And this is why this is going to get really, really, really interesting.
Corner, and, you know, most of you didn't even really know us. Some of you did, some of you didn't. But I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and from my family. Thank you for doing what you've done and what you continue to do. It means the world to all of us, to all. It means the world to... It means the world to me, my wife, my children, my brother, his family, Jen's family, Brian Higgins, and everyone that has been affected by this travesty. It means the world. I don't know what to go. Yeah. It means the world to Colin. My son Colin right now is down in South Carolina. He joined the military. He joined the Army. And you know what has happened to Colin is just
my son Colin has joined the military. He's down in South Carolina, and he's about to be ordered to be produced to court because he did so because he's a deposition dodger.
It's a travesty. It's nothing like the world has ever seen. This should never happen to anybody. And the fact that this did happen to him, it has happened to all of us. I mean, what's happened to Jen, what's happened to Brian, me, my wife, Nicole, you know, our children, all of us. It's disgusting, and it should never happen. There is no place in a civilized society for this to happen. It should never happen again. So I just want to say once again, thank you guys all for being here. I don't know what else I can say right now, but just keep up the good fight. Keep up the good fight. And
right on, man.
I guess that's all I got. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Chris Albert, so good to have a car.
What?
You know what? I'm almost glad in a way that this happened. Is that something that...
That's all I hear when I hear K. Peter. That's all I hear.
I want to talk about. I'm so honored to be in the room with each and every one of you.
Okay, we'll stop it right there for today. In part 2, you are going to hear Higgy Bear hitting on my date right in front of me, and also an invite to an after party taking place at the Hilton's pool. Luckily for me, my date has been running circles around much smarter men than these dopes in Canton, but no.
Is anybody else picturing the pool party? Because I am, and I'm angry about it. I'm upset. Why a pool party? Who the fuck's idea? Who comes up with these fucking ideas, bro? Like, why the fucking pool party, bro? Who the fuck thought that was like, oh, okay. let me just fucking watch Higgy walking around fucking in some shorts. Brian Albert walking around in some shorts. Kate Peter walking around in a fucking bikini. What? Like, I'm not getting in the same body of water with Kate Peter, bro. Couldn't pay me. Couldn't pay me. Not doing it. There's no way I'm getting in the same body of water with several of those people. Several. Like, what is going on? Whose idea? It's like, wow, like, you know what we're going to do tonight? Afterwards, after we got a bunch of drinks in us, we're going to go hang out at the pool. We're going to go put on some, we're going to put on a skivvies. We're going to take a little dip. Just picturing a bunch of wet murder trial liars, fat, fucking drunk on fucking Jameson with a splash of Crystal Light, just standing around with their fucking red Solo cups, dripping wet, their fat asses dripping wet, fucking double dipping chips and shit and talking, going, that fucking Turtle Boy's got to go to fucking jail. Somebody's got to stop that guy. I'm just visualizing this, and there's nothing appealing about it at all. Nothing. Like, let me fucking just let me create a scenario here where the least appealing possible idea, which is destroying someone's freedom because we want to cover up a murder. So let me just take that really unappealing shit and then like put it in the setting of a fucking indoor pool, you know, like with a fucking table with a bunch of fucking wet ass fucking ruffles from fucking, you know, Higgy fucking doing cannonballs and splashing fucking water all over the guy, chlorine water all over the fucking chips, fucking hot dog buns and shit. This shit is gross, dude. Like, there's nothing appealing about that scenario at all. Like, there's not a woman that I know that hangs out with those people that I'm trying to imagine, like, in a bikini. Like, there's there's nothing appealing about that situation at all.
No matter what, we will never, ever stop producing these videos until the real killer, Brian Higgins, is brought to justice. This crime was very simple to solve because it took place within a very small area over a very short period of time with a very limited amount of suspects. One or more of these 10 people has to be the killer of John O'Keefe. That's how easy this is.
Did you go to the pool party, Dee? Like, I just assumed you skipped it, considering everything that I just explained. I just assumed you skipped it. Oh my God, dude. And thanks for being here. You're making this way more fun.
Once you remove the kids and the McCabe's, you're down to just 3 suspects: Brian Albert, Higgy Bear, and Chloe. Since Chloe's a good dog, she didn't do it.
I didn't do it. I'm a good dog. I didn't do it.
So that leaves just 2 suspects, Brian Albert and Higgy Bear. But of the 2 Brians, only one had the means, motive, and opportunity to kill John O'Keefe. And that's our old cuddly but violent Higgy Bear. Once we had all the facts and didn't jump to conclusions, do you see how easy it was to solve this crime?
Loophole lawyer, we riding for justice.
I mean,
let's go. We will not stop. These facts.
Okay, that's enough of that. All right. Oh, I gotta go back to shit, man. I'm not done yet. So, all right. Give Loophole Lawyer an applause for that one. Thank you, Loophole Lawyer. Yeah, Higgy totally did it. We all know he did. Notice I'm not being specific. It's some wild work, man. It's wild work. Now we're gonna visit an old friend. Okay, we're gonna visit an old friend. I have not watched this yet. I think everyone likes this guy, so people. But I think everyone likes this guy. And I'm going to speed this up too. So before we get started, hold on. We got my man, Larry Foreman, the DUI guy. And he talks about this Colin stuff about did he or did he not defraud the U.S. government? And Larry's just looking fucking dope as hell right there, man. That's my boy. Hold on. Let me so stop what you're doing right now. Go give DUI guy a like. And I'll wait. All right, there you go. Now let's see what my man Larry has to say about this.
Colin may or may not have committed a felony. He may or may not have defrauded the United States government when he joined the Army. At the very least, he may be lying to his lawyers and in turn lying to the court to Judge Gildia. Let's talk about it.
It doesn't say anything new. You must follow the law. He was present, so I think he can answer whether or not happened or not. Have you had any?
Yeah, am I crazy or does this music sound cooler sped up? If you got headphones on, it's worth it.
Conversation with the prosecutor.
Hold on,
Say
that's
anything
dope.
new. You must follow the law. He was present, so I think he can answer whether or not happened.
Hurt
his client. Man, they didn't do anything. Oh, hardly.
Are you able to estimate of those 1,000 different types of cases dealing with accident reconstruction code? We're not with the jury.
We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up. It is the law. Folks,
fucking love
today
this
we have
guy.
uncovered something incredible. It is quite likely, nay, possible, that Colin Albert, in his efforts and attempts to dodge the deposition, has actually, at the very least, either committed fraud, deception, or possibly even committed a felony. In order to understand how he may have done so, we need to look at the evidence that we have. So first and foremost, I want to take you all back to the hearing that occurred just a couple of short days ago. And I wanted to shout out a couple of viewers who have reached out behind the scenes. I will not name you as you requested. And I just want to mention thank you for bringing this to my attention so that I can investigate and bring this information to the people. Both of the individuals who reached out to me are former military, and they have gone through the exact same process that Colin has back in the 90s and 2000s, respectively. And what has been brought to my attention is this form right here. This is Standard Form 86. It is a questionnaire for national security positions. And when you enlist in the military, you are mandated to fill out this form. This form is required for any people who are ready, willing, and able to enlist in any military branch in the United States Forces, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, etc. Now, before we get to that form, I want to take you back to a short snippet of what happened at the hearing a few days ago in court. This is what Mr. Tuxbury had to say about the whereabouts of his client when the judge inquired. This is our starting point. Stay with me. You will see where this goes.
When's he going to be available? At this point in time, Your Honor, I'm not sure. It'll be sometime in the fall. He's got 10 weeks training. Not going to happen. He's in basic training right now. We have 1 hour a week communication with him.
He's in basic training, obviously talking about Colin. We have 1 hour a week communications with him. So he is officially away. That means that he has successfully filled out Form 86. If you look at question number 28 on page 127 in the PDF, or it's actually page number 124 on the form itself if you're filling it out manually, it asks, this is section 28, involvement in non-criminal court actions, civil actions. The question goes, in the last 10 years, have you been a party to any public record civil court action not listed anywhere on this this form? Yes or no? If no, proceed to section 29. If yes, the Army needs to know about it. Why? Basic training is a very rigorous, intensive process.
Now that's interesting. So basically what Larry's pointing out here, which is great, there's a form here that specifically asks before you even get shipped off, you got to fill out this form. You're not getting shipped off unless this form is filled out. Right? And on this form, it specifically asks if you're part of any litigation. Right? But the question is, did he lie on it? We don't know. Now, it's likely that he did. But it depends. I'm just speculating here because I know that policies in the military as far as recruitment change all the time. They change the age cap all the time. It just depends on how close we are to wartime, I guess. And assuming that we are in wartime right now, assuming that they're going to be more flexible with recruiting people. They're going to let more people, they're going to bend their usual standards a little bit from time to time. So it's quite possible that they felt he had something to offer that was worth overlooking and working with this litigation hiccup. It's possible he was honest about it, and it's possible that they said, you know what, we'll make sure that we could work around this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the likelihood of that is very, very slim to nil. Most likely they're just going to be like, sorry, can't take you. I mean, if you're in the middle of a lawsuit, I don't know what to tell you. You filed a lawsuit and you're joining the Army. I just, the idea that he could even possibly be joining the Army to run from having to be deposed would probably be a big red flag for the Army or any military branch and would not take him. So it's interesting here. And yeah, that's a Valhalla question. Valhalla, as he's also a veteran. But again, times change, policies change. It happens all the time.
Order for you to be allowed to join the military needs to have complete control over you. They can't have you being yanked periodically or on a regular basis, God forbid, because then you are of no use to the U.S. government. They're investing time, energy, resources on you, training you, feeding you, housing you, etc.
Right.
They don't want all that effort to go to
that
waste.
Makes
so
sense.
In order for them to be able to effectively train you, you need to be present. And if you're involved in a lawsuit, they need to know about it. Now, unless you are able to ascertain and waive the fact that you will never need to be present in any capacity in person for this lawsuit, which Colin cannot do. And if he did, again, that's another strike against him, which we'll get to the penalties in just a moment of what happens if he did lie on this form or if he did attempt to or possibly actually deceive and defraud the United States government. You'll see what happens. But essentially, you are mandated to explain what the actions are, and if you have them, you may not be able to join. Complete the following if you responded yes to having been a party to any public record civil action not listed anywhere on this form in the last 10 years. Now, this action obviously has been filed, a defamation case filed by Chris and Tuxbury on April 16, 2026, so we're definitely within the 10-year mark, obviously. Entry number 1, provide the date of the civil action, provide the court name, street, city, state, zip code, country, details of the nature of the action, provide a description of the results, which in this case would be still pending, and provide the names of the principal parties involved, which would be Jennifer McCabe, Colin Albert, Brian Higgins versus Karen Reed and Aidan Carney. So somewhere in the bowels of the United States military, they have this form, and section 28 is either has a check mark yes with the information that we anticipate should have been there, or it is checked no. Now, if it's checked yes, Colin may have been disqualified from the get-go from joining the military, as I understand it. Again, the military needs his presence. They can't just have him being yanked periodically. So if he checked no, that brings us to page 2 of this form. We're going to go backwards for just a moment. Penalties for inaccurate or false statements. The U.S. Criminal Code, Title 18, Section 1001 provides that knowingly falsifying or concealing a material fact is a felony, federal felony, not state,
felony,
federal, which means no parole, which may result in fines and or up to 5 years imprisonment. In addition,
5 years of, as it's put in the classic film Office Space, federal pound me in the ass prison for old Colin if he knowingly defrauded the U.S. government.
Agencies generally fire, do not grant a security clearance, or disqualify individuals who have materially and deliberately falsified these forms. And this remains a part of the permanent record for any future placements. So if Colin had lied on the form and let's say checked no, that he's not part of any civil action, he's not part of any lawsuits, and nothing has been going on, he not only could get prison time, he would also be disqualified from any future employment positions in the U.S. government. Your prospects of placement or security clearance are better, the form encourages.
So you're
the
fucked
person filling out the form.
if you lied
answer
on
all
that thing,
questions
dude.
truthfully and completely. You will have adequate opportunity to explain any information you provide on this form and to make your comment part of the record. So even if Colin did check yes, he would still have a chance to explain himself if they were trying to deny his application for one reason or another. Now, the final determination on your eligibility. The form also states that the final determination on your, Colin's, eligibility for a national security position is the responsibility of the federal agency that requested your investigation and the agency that conducted your investigation. You will be provided the opportunity to explain, refute, or clarify any information before a final decision is made, if an unfavorable decision is considered. So if they were telling Colin, you're not joining, and he insisted, no, my presence will not be required. Here's a letter from my lawyer who will explain that I don't need to be there and blah, 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 which again might have been an act of deception because you just heard Judge Gildia from that little clip we just played.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he will be here. I don't care that you don't have communications with
Don't
him
give a
before
fuck.
him. You filed this suit
You need to
and now
produce him.
he's being subpoenaed in another case. That's
Produce your client.
Which, by the way, did you see the 2 boxes under civil cases on Form 28? Excuse me, on Section 28 of Form 86? Well, Colin would probably also have to explain that he is also being subpoenaed as a non-party witness in another case. So that's another potential red mark against him, one that he cannot take back, because if he has already signed and submitted this form, the ship has sailed. It's too late to make any corrections, and a fraud has been perpetrated on the United States government. The United States government does not discriminate on the basis of prohibited categories, including but not limited to race, color, religion, and sex, including pregnancy and gender identity, national origin, disability, sexual orientation, and we're granting access to classified information. Have you been injured in an accident? Have you been hurt by a doctor? Have you suffered from a dog bite? Have you lost?
I'm letting this commercial play, bro, because it's awesome.
1-844-774-HURT.
Because I want Larry to get all the business, bro.
So, what does this mean for Colin? If he failed to disclose his civil actions of him being a witness and non-party to an action, another action, the wrongful death case, then he could potentially be in deep doo-doo. Defrauding the U.S. government and falsifying a national security clearance form is no laughing matter. As you can see, it carries a very severe jail sentence, up to 5 years imprisonment, fines, which I believe go up to $250,000, if I'm not mistaken, depending on the nature of the action. And usually, any prison sentences up to 5 years are around $250,000 in fines and court costs on top of that. Or at the bare minimum, it is possible that maybe he enlisted, he was truthful on the form, but then maybe he lied during the interview process, explaining that his presence will not be required. That is how you waive this, yes, I have a civil action pending, but it's all being done by my lawyers, whatever, there's another civil action pending, it's all being done by my lawyers, here's a letter from my lawyer. This is how you circumvent that rule, or you could circumvent that rule in theory, by explaining to the U.S. military that your presence will never be required, therefore it will not interfere with your training, and you will be able to proceed with your training unabated. In which case the U.S. government will say, sure, fine, come on, we'll have you. Both of those are a lie. One, obviously more egregious than the other. Or there's a potential third option that it is
What
Tuxbury
could be
who is
more egregious?
misleading the court, maybe unbeknownst to him. I'm not calling Tuxbury a liar. He may be
All right,
false and bad
we'll play
information
that
at the time.
next.
Maybe the military rejected him, but he is still riding the coattails of, well, I applied, and they're
We will play the part 2 of Loophole Lawyers No Cameras Allowed special series right after this Larry the DUI guy break.
for I'm going to be unavailable. Just make me unavailable, period, the end. We'll deal with it later. Kind of playing the government game, the bureaucratic BS, the kick the ball down the road, kick the can down the road, and then maybe we'll deal with it at some point later. All of this is continuing to boil down to the same exact fact. Colin is doing everything he can to avoid being deposed, to dodge service, to dodge his deposition. And even though he was technically deposed, Tuxbury, you don't have to hear it from me. Judge Gildia said, no, that is not enough. The deposition where Dilly and you and whoever else were present, C.F. McCarthy is in the waterfall, the lawyer for Karen Reed, or a lawyer from the Karen Reed team was not present. Therefore,
You get nothing.
We're going to do it straight from Gildia's lips to God's ears. So folks, this is a big one. This is a big one. Don't forget to, of course, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm loving this investigative series that we have going on parallel to the things that are happening in the trial. And I have more stuff coming. So be on the lookout.
I fucking love Larry.
Enjoy. This case just does not stop delivering. Every time that the House defendants think that they maybe have done something to be able to get away with yet another heinous act and or crime or deception or lie, they just keep stepping in it deeper and deeper and deeper. It's starting to feel like quicksand. You know, all you have to do is just extend your arm, ask for help, and somebody will pull you out. But the more you try to fight it, the more you try to resist, the more you wiggle and you know, resist the sinking sand, the faster and harder you sink. Just the best analogy I can come up with, given everything that we are learning every single day with this.
I concur,
In case you're
Dr.
wondering,
Kyle
well,
Sharkey.
Larry, this seems a little too far-fetched. I mean, I know Colin is an idiot, but he can't be that much of an idiot. Maybe he didn't fill out this form. Maybe he did something else. Maybe he talked his way out of it. Well,
He's that much of an idiot. Come on, Larry. He's that much of an idiot.
210. For those of you who
Let's
still
get
have
real.
doubts, here's a simple fact for you. If you think about it, joining the military is no laughing matter. The U.S. Army Recruiting Command dictates that recruits must be available to be assigned anywhere worldwide at any time once they complete their basic training. They cannot be constrained by anything that will keep them from being deployed anywhere in the country at the time the military requires. You cannot dictate the terms when you are in the military. You are no longer in control of your own fate. Your ass belongs to the U.S. government when you enlist. And
Ass
so by trying
belongs to the
use
U.S.
military
government.
as an escape tool from being deposed and from being able to continue his own civil action, it appears that Colin may have sealed his own fate in a much more Faustian bargain than he originally bargained for. Methinks that Colin may have bitten off more than he could chew, but only time will tell. So folks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. I wanted to thank you all for joining me for this another special episode of Larry Foreman Investigates. I hope you learned something. I love every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.
Hell yeah, bro. Bro, that music's dope. All sped up like that. That was awesome. Larry the DUI guy, everybody. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Because here's the thing, folks. Now, I don't even think Colin was even smart enough to come up with the idea to join the army. I think somebody else did that. I think it was somebody else's fucking grand idea to try to pull that bullshit. Because I think that it's not Colin that doesn't have faith in his ability to be deposed. I think it's his family's lack of faith in his ability to be deposed. If you watch his testimony, it's a fucking train wreck. The kid is fucking retarded. He's retarded. Colin Albert's fucking retarded. Everyone can see that. The world saw it. That the dude who sat there on that stand is fucking retarded. So the fact is that I think his entire family was like, dude, a deposition with Alan Jackson fucking grilling him. We got to do something here. Like, well, what are we going to do? Kill him? We can't kill him. We can't rehome him. Well, maybe we can. What if he joins the army? What's more important than you serving your country? What's more important? What's more important? What's better? So I think the same little scheming and conniving bullshit that took place to lie about what happened with to Boston police officer John O'Keefe happened when it came to Colin Albert joining the army. That's exactly what I think happened. It's exactly what I think happened. Because although I don't believe Colin Albert is responsible for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe, I do think that he was there. And I think that I've been thinking about this all wrong. And maybe not, because I still believe Brian Higgins is the person responsible for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. I absolutely believe that. Now, Colin Albert, I think we've been looking at this like, why are they protecting Colin? They're all protecting Colin. It's very weird, the behavior. It seems to be there's always this vibe that every action seems to be the purpose of every action seems to be to protect Colin. But maybe it's not to protect him. Maybe it's to protect themselves because Colin's so fucking retarded that they're afraid that he's going to fucking say something. They're keeping him away from anything law enforcement related or court related or lawyer related or opposing lawyer related, I should say, because they're scared he's going to fucking say something fucking stupid. He's the guy that's going to say something fucking stupid. He's the one that's going to slip. The motive points to Higgins. The actions caught on video points in the direction of Higgins being responsible for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Now, I don't know. Maybe Colin did it. I don't know. All I'm saying is what the evidence tells me. To me, the responsible speculation, in the interest of responsible speculation, and going with the evidence that we have, welcome to Reprobates, going with the evidence that we have and drawing a logical conclusion based on just that evidence that is made available to us currently. What makes the most sense? Higgy did it. Colin overheard conversations, saw things. And they cannot trust him to stick to the story. He's too stupid. So they shield him. They shield him. Canton PD looks out for Higgy. It's all to look out for Higgy. Karen Reed texts Brian Higgins after daylight on January 29th, 2022. Says John's dead. After going through everything that she went through that morning and she sees her phone, it says, well. And her response obviously is, John's dead. Well. What the fuck do you mean, well? John's dead. No response. No response. The guy who is so afraid of the betrayal of his friend, so afraid of stabbing his friend in the back. And if I'm going to do it, the only way that I'm ever going to betray my friend is if it's real, true love. That's the only way you could ever get me to do that. The only way that justifies me stealing John's girlfriend, the guy that I consider a friend, is if we are truly in love and they aren't. And if that's the case, then he should be supportive of me. It's on him to be a good friend now. Right? Okay. But I mean, everything points to Higgins. Everything points to Higgins. And now he gets the texts. He gets the text, John's dead. Because 2 weeks prior, during all of their borderline romantic text exchanges, their flirty texts, as they're called, as they're referred to, the flirty texts, all of that, Higgins seems to be very, very concerned. Well, I just want to know if this is real. If you really feel this way, do you really feel this way? Or are you joking with me? Are you yanking my chain? I don't want to end up betraying a friend of mine blah, 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 blah. Like, he's real concerned. He wants to make sure that this is worth it, that he's not going to lose out on a good buddy unless he gets the pussy. If he gets the pussy, it's worth losing the friend. That's cool. As long as he gets the pussy, he'll lose the friend. Okay. Mazza. Or John died. Okay, John's dead. John died. Tomato, tomato. But I find it overwhelmingly suspicious that after all that concern for John, there's no, oh my God, what do you mean? I just saw you guys last night. What do you mean he's dead? What happened? What is happening? I understand you're probably going through a lot. Just whenever you can, please keep me posted as to, let me know what happened. Whenever you feel like it, I'm here. None of that. That's not suspicious. None of that. Just ghost. Totally cut off. Makes no sense. Makes no fucking sense. That this dude would all of a sudden, now he's lost interest in Karen Read. Now there's no fucking smoother paved road to get in Karen Read's pants. There is none. There has never been. It is fucking handed to him on a silver platter if he's not responsible for the death of John O'Keefe. It is handed to him on a silver fucking platter. That's it. Like, there's a girl that you're crazy about, bro. Ladies, don't fucking lie to me, because most of you guys are women here. I'm just making a point because it's like 80% of you guys are women. So you're going to tell me there's not a dude you've had a crush on where you think for a second and you go, because that dude's married, and you think for a second, like, if his wife, she's great and everything, but if she died, And then you go, what am I doing? No, that's not okay to think like that. You can tell me that's never happened? Bro, it's the Seinfeld episode. And I know you're kidding. But it's the Seinfeld episode. Like where Elaine and Jerry team up to try to break up that couple because they each have a crush on one of the people in that couple. Nasty, nasty shit. People think nasty shit. So now the fucking road is clear, dude, for Higgy. The road is clear. That is a sign from God. If you're just an innocent bystander in all this and you're trying to do the right thing, you're sitting here, she's flirting with you. She came out of nowhere and she flirted with you and went, you're hot. And you're like, oh, do you really think I'm hot? Or because I think you're really pretty. And the whole time you're just trying to be a nice guy and do the right thing here. And the only thing stopping you is how you feel about your friend. And then your friend dies. Who better? Who better than the person who the girlfriend that he leaves behind has feelings about? Or she has feelings about you, the girlfriend. She has feelings about you, and you like her too, but the only thing stopping you is you don't want to betray your friend. What better way to honor him than to take care of her and keep her away from all of the other fucking poon hounds that are going to try to move in on her now that John's gone? Oh, I'm going to come protect you because it's in my nature. That's why I'm an ATF agent. That's That's how that shit would have went down. Give me a fucking break. Higgy would have been like, whenever you're ready, you just text me, okay? Because we're friends no matter what. That would have absolutely happened. He ghosts her. Immediately, boom. She did this, blah, blah, blah. We're pinning it on her. This is after going to the Canton PD, acting shady as fuck. I mean, you got to be blind, dude. You got to be blind. I absolutely believe with every fiber of my being that Higgy is absolutely responsible for the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe, and for stupid fucking reasons. I don't even think the motive was Karen. As I've said before, I think the motive is some fucking borderline gay shit with Brian Albert. That is exactly what I think the motive was. I absolutely believe that he killed Boston police officer John O'Keefe because he was drunk and felt he was in a immovable position to impress Brian Albert because Brian Albert challenged him and his masculinity. That is absolutely what I think happened. Absolutely what I think happened was at the Waterfall Bar and Grill, Brian Albert was basically playing fucking mind games and just enjoying the fact that Brian Higgins will do anything to impress him. And he's like, basically, dude, if you don't fuck that girl tonight, you just told me that you've been talking to this girl. And if you don't fuck this girl tonight, fucking, are you kidding me? Fucking Nevercracker's girlfriend, bro? Nevercracker's girlfriend? If you don't fuck her, you're fucking gay. If you don't fucking bed her tonight, you're fucking gay. That's exactly what I think happened with Brian Albert. I think exactly what happened with Brian Higgins is that shit turned into some tough guy shit. He's calling him out. Chris Albert saying, no, man. Stop doing that shit, man. I own a business right across the fucking street. What are you doing? And then Brian Albert says, hey. Let the man work and let these people work this out. Let these people work this out. Brian Albert wants to play God now. And then he says, you know what we do? Just invite him over to the house. We're all going over to the house anyway. Invite him over to the house. And then you settle your beef there. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Brian. Anything you say, Brian Albert. Anything you say, Mr. Grab-Ass Buddy. Hold on. Let me text him right now. You come in here? I mean, it's right in your face. It's right in your face. Oh, I'm not amazed by the fact that he wasn't charged with the DUI. I mean, he went to the Canton PD where he had an office. That place is looking out for him. Berkey looked out for him. Rafferty looked out for him. We all know this. Some incestuous shit going on there, as Melanie Little will put it. Incestuous shit. Right. I mean, all of that shit. The butt dials, give me a fucking break. It all stinks of both of these fucking guys who are cops going, they can't prove nothing. We can say whatever the fuck we want. Butt dials, who gives a fuck? They can't prove nothing. We just sit there and fucking stonewall these cunts in court. Stonewall these cunts. I mean, we're not going to get fucking interrogated. We're going to get interrogated in court. All we got to do is just fucking say, I don't remember. I don't recall. Over and over again. It's all we got to do. Our friends aren't going to fucking, they're going to say they interviewed us, and then they're going to type up some bullshit little report. Don't they record the interviews? Not in this case. What about notes? Shit happens to notes. I mean, it's right. I'm not going to be gaslit to fucking say that I'm you're going to make me think that I'm fucking crazy for believing this. All of the evidence, it's all right there. It lines up with a very, very, very plausible theoretical timeline of things that have taken place. All of it does. And all of the behavior surrounding it verifies it. It solidifies it, validates it. In theory. It's just a theory. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm saying that based on the information that has been made available to me, that is the most logical theory that I can come up with. He did. He did. Like he made little John was a ball breaker, man. What's up, cheese dick? Like, yeah, that John Jackson. I'm never calling him anything but cheese dick again, bro. He's cheese dick, forever cheese dick. Forever cheese dick. And then hold on. All right. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I want to leave it up. Like he just dropped it 30 minutes ago. I'm gonna wrap this up. We'll go over it tomorrow, but I think it's shitty. Like he just dropped the thing not even an hour ago, and then I'm gonna go and review it. Like I want to give it time to just let him do his thing, and before I start fucking sniping it and reviewing it. Even though I dropped the link here, I don't, when you wait, like I don't want to risk taking views away from them. I want to make sure that it's going to get the views that it's going to get, and then I can hopefully add more. That's what I'm hoping to do. So there is a part 2 for the whole loophole lawyer thing that loophole lady captured. And I want to go over it, but I'm not going to go over it today. I'll give you guys some time. But I will do this, though. I will drop the link so that you guys can have it in your history. And you guys can go right to it, okay? So here's the link to that. I won't go over it this time. I'll go over it next time. But there's the link to it. And yeah, man. Colin update in 1 hour. Yeah. So, yeah. And that's the stuff. Listen, this stuff you guys, you guys log on here just to kind of hear me fucking crack jokes about the stuff that we're already pretty much mostly aware of. Sometimes I wait a little while, and I'm the guy that tapes the game and tells everybody, don't tell me what happened. I taped it. I'm that guy. So I like to react to things. So I appreciate you guys being good sports when I'm really late with stuff that you guys are already way privy to. That's really, really cool. That you guys are so awesome about it, and you enjoy watching me still talk about it and review it and react to it. So that means a lot to me. Oh,
here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Oh man, Panda Bear, thank you so much. Galera, he has solving crimes. Fuck yeah, you better believe that shit, man. Goddamn fucking detective. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. You guys are absolutely amazing. That's pretty much all I wanted to go over. But petty streams in the works, my friends. I know you guys want them. I know you guys are counting on me to still play in the mud, regardless of all the drama stuff. No. Drama happens whether we like it or not. So over here at the Glare, we still talk about drama, stuff like that, because it's fun. So the but as I said, I ensure that those who want to be there for it want to be there for it. So anyways, guys, maybe later tonight, not sure, but you guys are absolutely fantastic. Remember, it only takes a second to stay safe. Being retarded never stopped anybody from being a good neighbor, unless, of course, you're a McAlbert. Remember, friends, I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon. Oh, I know, buddy. We're ready, bro. Chill.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.